What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 172 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm going to give you my first round NBA playoff picks for the Western Conference. This is the Western Conference edition. Let's start with the number 1 seed Nuggets taking on the number 8 seed Timberwolves. So the Nuggets, they locked up the number 1 seed in the West, 53-29 record, 4th overall in the league. And the Nuggets are led by MVP candidate Nikola Jokic, their center, who has a chance to three-peat for the MVP award. Now, the Nuggets offensively ranked 12th in the league with 115.8 points per game, and the Nuggets defense ranks 8th in the NBA, just giving up 112.5 points per game. So the Nuggets have had their playoff struggles in recent years, but this is the year that they could silence everybody and have an opportunity to deliver the franchise's first championship. And a lot of fans accuse this Nuggets team of being a fraudulent 1 seed. They said they haven't really played anyone and all this stuff. But, only time can tell if that's true or not. Like, their playoff run will determine whether what the fans are saying, if the noise they're making determines that they're frauds or not. As for the Wolves, they clinched the 8th seed in the West. They won the play-in tournament the other night, and they have a 42-40 record, 15th overall in the league. They rank 13th in scoring. They average 115.8 points per game. Their defense rating, though, is 18. They allow 115.8 points per game to their opponent. The Wolves won the regular season series against the Nuggets, but a 7-game series against them in the postseason is a completely different animal. The Wolves have 2 solid big men with Rudy Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns, but I don't see them shutting down or slowing down Nikola Jokic. I expect Jokic to have an MVP-like performance in this series. So with that being said, I got Nuggets in 5. Next series, number 2 seed Grizzlies take on the number 7 seed Lakers. Grizzlies end the season with the 2nd seed in the West, 51-31 record, 5th in the NBA overall. The Grizzlies offense ranks 9th in the NBA. They score 116.9 points per game, while their defense ranks 11th, allowing 113 points per game. This Grizzlies team is young, cocky, and confident. They've definitely put a target on their back. With all their antics that they've done over this season, especially the shooting guard Dillon Brooks. He antagonizes the other team's players and tries to get in their head, and he's notorious for his beef with all of the Warriors players, especially Draymond Green. They have some serious beef going on, and recently Brooks stated that he wouldn't mind playing LeBron James in a 7-game playoff series inside of the playoffs. Well, Brooks got what he wanted because now they face each other in round 1. Off-court antics have also haunted the Grizzlies this season. The star point guard, Ja Morant, he posted a picture of him flashing a gun inside of a club. And because of that, Morant had to serve an 8-game suspension back in March. The Grizzlies will also be down 2 big men in this series. Steven Adams and Brandon Clark will be unable to play, which could cause problems for them because now they have a very tough time to guard Anthony Davis on the Lakers. And the Grizzlies do have Defensive Player of the Year candidate, Jaren Jackson Jr. He's been very sensational this season, so maybe he could step up and be that guy to take on Anthony Davis in the paint. As for the Lakers, they won the play-in tournament, and they won that on Tuesday night to clinch the 7th seed in the West. The Lakers enter the postseason with a 43-39 record, which is 14th in the NBA. The Lakers' offense is 6th in the NBA. They score 117 points per game. The Lakers allow 116.6 points per game to their opponent, which is ranked 20th in the NBA, though. LeBron James leads this Lakers team. He's still balling out at almost 40 years old, and Anthony Davis has been healthy down the stretch of the season, which has been huge for the Lakers because he always gets hurt. And the Lakers started 2-11 earlier this season, but ever since they traded players such as Russell Westbrook and Pat Beverly, the Lakers acquired shooters, which they surrounded LeBron James with, and it has paid dividends by spinning their season around. The Lakers are arguably the hottest team in the NBA since the All-Star break, and with LeBron James on the team, they have a chance to win this series and maybe win a championship. Anthony Davis should feast on this Grizzlies team in the paint since the Grizzlies are down a few big men. However, them winning in overtime against the undermanned Timberwolves team on Tuesday night had me thinking if they are truly ready for the Grizzlies. I could see Ja Morant having a hell of a series to silence his doubters, but you can't count out a LeBron James team, especially in the playoffs. You can never count them out. But this time I think I'm going to, and I got Grizzlies in 6. Next, the 3 seed Kings take on the 6 seed Warriors. So the Kings clinched the 3 seed in the West. They have a record of 48-34, 7th overall in the NBA. And the Kings have the number 1 offense in the NBA. They average 120 points per game. However, their defense is mediocre. They allow 118 points per game, which is 25th in the league. And the Kings did a complete 180 this season. They've been the laughingstock and horrible in the NBA for such a long time, but nowadays they're going in the right direction, and you have to thank their head coach, Mike Brown. He's done an excellent job with this squad. He should win Coach of the Year, and this is the first time the Kings have made the playoffs since 2006. Light the beam, because that city is going to go crazy in that building. They have some of the loudest and most passionate fans, and I expect them to show up every night that they're playing in Sacktown. As for the Warriors, they won a championship last year. They defeated my guys, the Celtics, so I'm mad at them still. But they finished 6th in the West. They have a 44-38 record, which is 13th overall in the NBA. The Warriors offense ranks 2nd in the league with 118.9 points per game. But the Warriors struggle defensively. They allow 117 points per game, which is 21st in the league. And with a shooter like Steph Curry, though, the Warriors are never done. They're never down and out until they are down and out. With that guy on their team, they always have a chance. The Warriors do have an awful road record, though. They're 11-30 on the road, but luckily for the Warriors, they have tons of postseason success, while the Kings have none. And although the Kings are inexperienced in the postseason, they are the 3rd seed out west for a reason. They've definitely been a tough team to play. But the Warriors are favorite to win the series, so my upset pick is going to be the Kings to beat them in 7 games. I got the Kings. Light the beam, baby. The final game that we have in the West is the 4 seed Suns taking on the 5 seed Clippers. This playoff series is going to be very fun. It's going to be fire to watch, and it could go either way. The Suns are 4th in the West. They have the record 45 wins and 37 losses, which is 9th overall. The Suns' offense ranks 17th in the NBA. They score 113.6 points per game, but their defense is ranked 6th in the NBA. They only allow 111.6 points per game. A few months ago, the Suns made a trade to the Nets for Kevin Durant. The Suns are 8-0 with Kevin Durant in the lineup and are expected to win the title. But there's a lot of pressure on the Suns. Ever since they got Kevin Durant, it's like you need to win a title or it's a complete failure. And Kevin Durant has missed some times with injuries, which I know would scare me if I was a Suns fan. But if he's healthy, throughout the playoffs, you got to look out for Phoenix. They are a very deadly team if Kevin Durant can stay healthy. As for the Clippers, they're 5th in the West. They have a 44-38 record. They are 12th overall in the NBA, and the Clippers rank 18th in points per game with 113.6, while their defense is 12th. They only allow 113 points per game. Led by Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, this team can pose a threat to anybody. They added Russell Westbrook a couple months ago to improve their point guard position, and they have tons of depth on the bench. They have lots of really good players on the bench. And what worries me about the Clippers, though, is how inconsistent they are. Paul George, he went down with a knee injury in late March, and he may miss the whole series, but if he does return, it would be after Game 2, I've heard. And if he returns, this boosts the Clippers' chance to win the series. This series is going to be very good. This is the first time former Thunder teammates Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook will face off against each other in the playoffs. This is another very tough series to pick from, but I see it going all 7 games. And even if Paul George doesn't play, I see it still going 7 games because Kawhi flips a switch in the playoffs. But I got to go with the Suns in 7 here. Not super confident, but that is my pick for the Western Conference 4 versus 5 seed matchup. So that was it for my Western Conference picks. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you think is going to be your upset, your lock in the Western Conference. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my Instagram, and most importantly, take care, have a wonderful night, and enjoy some basketball.